Princess of Wales resumed some public duties as she continues her cancer treatment, as you will know from yesterday.
Well, there were crowds out and they really cheered as Princess Catherine appeared with the King and other members of the royal family on the balcony at Buckingham Palace.
There was a 41-gun salute, an RAF flypast, of course, marking His Majesty's official birthday following the Trooping the Colour parade.
Yeah, it really was fantastic, despite the rain. Former Royal Correspondent for the Sun, Charles Rae, joins us now. Did you enjoy watching it as much as we did, Charles?
Loved every minute. It was a wow moment, especially to see the Princess of Wales back again. It was fantastic. I mean, she didn't have to turn up yesterday, but, you know, she made the effort. And I think we have to be very, very careful because we have to look at that statement that she put out, you know, telling us about, you know, she's had good days and bad days. But in that last paragraph, where she says, I'm still months away from being, you know, fully fit. So let's not expect we're going to be seeing her, you know, very much over the next, you know, few weeks, few months. And this is a very busy period, of course, for the royal family. You know, we've got the Garter ceremony on Monday, the start of Ascot. We've got the Emperor of Japan coming over as well. Who knows whether she's going to be able to turn up for those or any of those things.
No, true. I'll tell you what struck me, Charles, because, I mean, so many commentators yesterday were saying, oh, well, it's wonderful. She's, you know, she'll be chomping at the bit to get back out there and what have you. And I couldn't help but think it's probably the last thing she felt like doing, but it shows her sense of duty.
I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely spot on. You know, these people who... there's an awful lot of... When you read the papers this morning, there's an awful lot of looking towards, oh, yes, that's it. I'm back. She's back. I don't think she is back at all. I think we have to give the woman time, you know, to try to cope with this cancer. I mean, it doesn't matter what level of cancer you've got. Cancer is a dreadful disease, and it affects people in different ways, as we've seen with the King and the Princess of Wales. They're clearly been affected in different ways. But it was nice to see her back again. I loved her outfit. I mean, I'm not a big fashion expert, as you can probably gather, but she was just fantastic. And one other thing as well, I thought it was really nice to see Lady Louise Windsor, the Duke of Edinburgh's daughter, there on the balcony. That's the first time we've seen, if you like, a non-working royal there, apart from the children.
Yes, it made me wonder whether she's actually going to be sort of recruited into the working circle.
That's exactly what I thought, and I thought maybe, you know, they're going to give her a couple of jobs to do. I think she'll be very, very popular. And she is very popular within the royal family, but it could be. It's interesting, there was no room for Eugenie or Beatrice, you know, on the balcony. Of course, you know, Dad's in disgrace, and he wasn't there, and neither was Harry and Meghan, which is really just as well.
Yeah, but it's interesting, isn't it, about the... I mean, can we call them the Edinburghs now? I don't know if we do or not. But, I mean, I think they've been remarkable for a couple that we never saw in the papers or whatever for actually a very long time. They have stepped up to the plate like nobody else, really, in terms of they're really cracking on with it.
Yeah, they are. You can't fault them, but let's not forget that years and years ago, you know, both Sophie and Edward had their problems, you know, with various things that were going on. But they have, as you quite rightly say, they've stepped right up to the plate. And, you know, without them, who was going to do, you know, some of these jobs? You've got the old workhorse, and I'm saying that in a nice way of Princess Anne, who just, you know, turns up, does her job, and everybody enjoys her being there. But you've got Edward and Sophie, who really have, you know, taken up the mantle and are doing a fabulous job. And I thought it was a really nice touch when they left the balcony yesterday that Sophie put her hand on William's shoulder as well, you know. So it just shows the affection of the whole thing.
Yeah. I tell you what, when they started out in the parade and they were in those the carriages and the half of the carriage was covered and it was always the men sitting in the uncovered half. I didn't know that was protocol, but it was acceptable for the men to get wet, but not the ladies.
Yes.
Well, apart from Lady Louise, who was the one who was sitting in the spot in the spot where the rain was coming down, so that that doesn't quite work.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you mentioned Princess Anne. I was just looking at you might know off the top of your head how old Princess Anne is. She's in her 70s, isn't she?
She's 2 years younger. She's 2 years younger than Charles.
But there she is, on horseback, in all the regalia, in the rain. I tell you what, that woman is remarkable.
She is, yeah.
Yeah, she is, absolutely. I mean, it's not just the odd time that she does this. It's all the time. She's just a superb professional, knows exactly what to say, what to do at all the charities, and she's very much loved by the charities that she supports. I mean, they love her to death.
Yeah, and I think most of the people love her now because we've learned over the years that she really is a hard worker, and she doesn't suffer fools gladly, and I think we admire that too.
Yes.
You know, she tells the press to naff off.
Good on her. Good on her.
And she just sort of gets on with it. She's a pro.
She's a proper pro.
Yeah,
as are you, Charles. As always, really, really good to see you. Thanks
kind.
very much indeed. I love Princess Anne. I think she's remarkable. I've never met the woman. I would love to meet her. I'd be very nervous.
I've met her at one of these Royal Windsor Horse Show in the sort of VIP tent afterwards. And she, I mean, like when you all of the royals, particularly of that generation, she's so tiny.
Oh, is she?
Absolutely diminutive little doll.
I tell you what she does from a slight insider perspective, because she's gold stick and with the Blues and Rolls in the Household Cavalry, and when she visits, she makes a point that obviously you've got your grunts who are sort of on security on the gate and all the rest of it, or waiting by the helicopter or whatever it might be. And she always makes a point of acknowledging them, coming in and going out again and sort of waving a hand and saying thank you. And I know for the boys and girls involved in that, it means the world. Yes. She's not just sailing through, she makes a point of saying thank you to these, to the grunts. Yeah. The lowest of the low, if you like, they're not officers, they're not anything fancy. She says thank you. And that means a lot.
And so you should. That's good manners. But a lot
of people would.
Very important people don't. Yeah.
No. So I just think that's really nice. Since I learnt that, I've had a huge amount of respect for her.
Yeah.